So I'm here with Jean today at the Art of Recovery Expo here in Phoenix. Jean, what brings you here today?
Hi, I am here for Nar-Anon for families that have an addict that they love.
All right, right on. So Jean, Nar-Anon, can you tell us a little bit about that and what that is?
Nar-Anon is a 12-step program for families of someone that we love, who's addicted to drugs. And that's about it for that. Did you want me to get into full detail about that?
I mean, whatever you'd like, you
know.
So as I know it, Nar-Anon is kind of a 12-step program, very similar to Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous. It basically helps that individual out themselves. They're struggling with something. What brought you to the Nar-Anon program itself?
What brought me to Nar-Anon is the fact that my husband's addiction, he's addicted to meth. He is in recovery right now, thank God, one day at a time.
Yeah.
I actually, my whole life was devoted to getting my husband clean and sober for 7 years, no recovery myself. When I finally reached out for help, a lot of people come into the program and they're angry with their addict. I was pretty much the opposite. I was very suicidal.
Yeah.
I had loved the addict. I had hated the addict. I had tried to control and change. I had done the urine tests. I had pretty much devoted my whole entire life towards getting him clean and sober.
Right.
And I had failed, and there was a lot of things that came with it. The fact that he was off and on continuously using, really struggling to recover. I took a lot of the blame. There was a lot of just a lot of manipulation on both parts, especially a lot on my part. I had changed as a person. I had lost my spiritual connection. My life was just pretty much around my addict, and I just had felt I failed and I wanted to die. So I reached out to a program to get help. I came to Nar-Anon. I was finally able to be in a room where it wasn't, it was no longer a secret. It was kind of hard for me to explain to people my husband was an addict because I would instantly be judged, and it would be, well, you're such a great girl. Why don't you just leave him? Why don't you divorce him? And the truth is my husband is an addict, but he's a wonderful, wonderful man, and he has a disease. And it wasn't until I decided to start recovering myself that he really got into his own recovery when I got off of his back and decided that I wanted to devote myself to my own recovery. So it's been a year. I had came into the program and left several times. I didn't really go to a lot of meetings. I would just go to the same one. I wasn't getting what I wanted there.
Right.
It wasn't until I broadened my horizons and pretty much went to different types of meetings that I was able to, get the opportunity to be around people that I felt comfortable with. Now I'm able to, take what I want and leave the rest, so I can just go anywhere that I want, and I know that I have the Nar-Anon family group, there to support me and to back me up. So, it's totally saved my life. I made the decision for my own recovery April 16th of last year, so I'm only in recovery a year. However, I have tons of service commitments, and, I've met people, unbelievable amount of people, through all the different programs, through NA, through AA, through Nar-Anon, Al-Anon as well. I'm very involved in Al-Anon as well, even though I am representing Nar-Anon today. But I am really, and just really for the family members, the recovery. Are you going to ask me another question? Or are you going to say,
Yeah, I got one more question for you.
Okay, then I'll stop with that.
So if you could say something to somebody out there, a family member, a friend, of an individual who's struggling with this disease of alcoholism or drug addiction, to kind of give them that hope, that courage, and that faith that they need to reach out for help like you've done and recover, what might that look like?
Well, one of the very first things that I learned in Nar-Anon was the 3 C's. I didn't cause the disease of addiction. I cannot control it, which I thought I could, and I did periodically. And the thing about it is I can't cure it. Yeah. And it was like when I finally realized that, it released so much pressure for me, because it isn't our fault. It's their journey, it's their life, and it's our life as well, And the thing is there is help. There is help for the family members. Nobody's in any meeting room to give any advice of anything. We're there to support each other, to bring our experience, strength, and hope towards each other for our own recovery. And it is possible for us to recover.
Definitely.
And when I first started, I had no idea that I would even have that possibility.
Well, Gene, I want to thank you so much for taking some time and talking to us here at detoxtherehab.com. And you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.